Have you ever wondered why some people manage to completely transform their financial lives, while others, no matter how hard they try, remain stuck in the same routine? Andrew Carnegie, one of the wealthiest men in history, uncovered the secret to escaping extreme poverty and building unimaginable wealth. Today, I'm going to show you how you can apply these exact same strategies to change your financial future, starting right now. Picture this. You've been in the same job, in the same position for years, and financial success just never seems to come. But what if you could change that? What Carnegie learned isn't some secret reserved for billionaires. It's actually a set of steps that anyone can follow. And in just a few minutes, you're about to discover exactly what he did to build his fortune. So if you feel like it's finally time to do something more for your financial future, stay with me until the end of this video. I'm going to share the strategies that can literally transform your reality, starting with one of the most powerful lessons Carnegie learned at a young age, one that you can apply today. The first lesson from Carnegie is simple, yet deeply transformative. Always do more than what's expected. When he started working as a simple telegraph messenger, instead of just following basic instructions, he decided to learn something no one else was doing, recognizing Morse code by sound. This wasn't a requirement, but it was this initiative that set him apart and earned him a promotion. And here's the key point. Life doesn't reward those who do the bare minimum. If you really want to transform your life, whether in your current job or in your personal projects, you need to start standing out. Do more than what's necessary. Be the person that people look at and think they deliver more, they're worth more. This means that no matter where you are in life, there's always something extra you can do to get noticed, to be remembered. Carnegie didn't know exactly where his skills would take him, but he knew that giving his best was the only way to open new doors. And guess what? That strategy worked. And it worked fast. Now, I want you to think about something. What's that one extra thing you can do in your job or your life today to stand out? It might be a small change, but it could put you on the radar for bigger opportunities. Drop a comment below and tell me what your next action step will be. I'd love to know what you're going to do to set yourself apart. Carnegie was an avid reader. Even though he didn't have a complete formal education, he understood that knowledge was his greatest weapon. Even after he accumulated wealth, he never stopped learning. He sought knowledge in books, through mentors, and especially through his own experiences. He knew that in a constantly changing world, the only way to stay on top was to keep educating yourself. This lesson is fundamental. No matter how much you already know, there's always more to learn. And the more you learn, the better prepared you are to seize the opportunities that come your way. Carnegie stood out because he was the most informed about his industry, the most up-to-date on new technologies and trends. He used this knowledge to make decisions that put his business ahead of the competition. Take a moment to think about it. What area of your life do you need to gain more knowledge in? Maybe it's investing, or maybe it's your professional skills. The point is, without constant learning, you'll fall behind. And here's a tip. Start small. Pick up a book, take a course, or find a mentor, and commit to learning something new every day. And speaking of that, if you've already started thinking about which skill or area you want to master, go ahead and like this video now. It helps me know that this content is motivating you to seek growth. Now, let's move on to one of the most transformative lessons Carnegie ever learned, the power of investing. He discovered something that many people overlook. You can make money work for you, not the other way around. His first major insight came when his mentor offered him the opportunity to invest in shares of a railway transport company. Even with limited resources, Carnegie understood that this was his chance to grow his money without relying solely on his physical labor. That was the moment when his entire view of wealth changed. He realized that by investing intelligently, he could create sources of income that didn't depend exclusively on his efforts. And that's the key to true financial freedom: investing your capital in assets that generate more money over time. If you've never seriously thought about investing, now is the time. And I'm not just talking about stocks or massive companies, but any form of investment that can generate returns for you. Whether it's starting your own business, investing in knowledge, or seizing a market opportunity. The important thing is to understand that to achieve prosperity, you need to learn how to make your money work for you. Carnegie used to say that the goose that lays the golden eggs was what truly changed his financial trajectory. And this is something anyone can start doing, even with small amounts of money. If you're wondering where to begin, the answer is simple. Start small, but start now. You don't need a lot of capital for your first investment, but you do need the courage to take that first step. And I want to know, what was the first investment you made or are planning to make? Leave a comment below. I'd love to see how you're going to apply this essential lesson in your financial journey. One of Carnegie's greatest keys to success was his ability to be first. He firmly believed that the biggest rewards go to those who get there first. This applies to every area of life, but it's especially true in business. Carnegie became a pioneer in railroad construction and later in the steel industry because he didn't wait for others to take the lead. Here's the truth: the biggest rewards go to those who are willing to take risks before everyone else. This doesn't mean being reckless, but it does mean seeing potential in something before others realize it. Carnegie did this repeatedly throughout his career, and that's how he turned small investments into huge fortunes. And you, how can you be first in your area? It could mean spotting an opportunity before your competitors or identifying a trend before it becomes obvious. The key is that you can't wait for certainty. If Carnegie had waited for all the guarantees, he never would have become the giant that he was. Now, tell me something. What's the opportunity you're considering but haven't yet had the courage to act on? Drop it in the comments. I want to know where you see potential and how you plan to be the first to seize it. Now, let's move on to one of Carnegie's most personal lessons, the 9-10 rule. He shared the story of an old man who, in his later years, said, "I've lived a life full of troubles, but most of them never happened." What Carnegie learned from this was that 90% of the problems we imagine never actually become reality. We spend too much time worrying about situations that never happen. This lesson is so powerful because it frees us from fear. How many times have you held back from acting out of fear of something that didn't even happen? The truth is, most of our fears are created by our minds and rarely come true. Once Carnegie learned this, he was able to take risks with much more confidence. And as we've seen, calculated risks are what brought him to the top. If you have fears that are holding you back, ask yourself this: what are the real chances of those fears becoming reality? And even if they do happen, will the impact be as big as you think? Most of our fears are exaggerated and they stop us from acting. Once you understand this, you'll start making braver decisions and in turn, get better results. Now I want to challenge you to do something. Think of one fear that's holding you back right now and decide to ignore it. Take the first step, even if it feels risky. Leave a comment and tell me what fear you're going to overcome and how that's going to bring you closer to your financial goal. Finally, Carnegie leaves us with a practical lesson that many people overlook: the importance of setting clear and specific goals. It's not enough to just say you want a lot of money. If you don't know exactly how much you want and why you want it, you'll never reach that goal. Carnegie always had clearly defined goals, and they kept growing as he reached each one. This is crucial because without clear goals, you end up wandering aimlessly. Your brain needs a specific target to work efficiently. When you set an exact number, a financial value you want to achieve, you start creating a real plan to get there. And this doesn't just apply to money. It works for any goal in life. Now I want you to do something. Think about exactly how much money you want to earn in the next 12 months. Not a random figure, but a specific number. And more importantly, write down that number and set a deadline to achieve it. This is the first step to turning your desire into reality. Don't put it off. Write it down now and start acting on it. If you've made it this far, it's because you're truly committed to your financial success. And I want to help you with that. Subscribe to the channel right now to keep receiving more content that will help you reach your financial goals.